they're off and running. On the outside, Better Than Even goes to the lead with Slaney Rock Racing in second place.
Some people are here to watch the horses. Some people don't know there are horses here.
We've all seen the pictures of what people wear at the Kentucky Derby, so.
I wanted to wear a hat mostly, like it seemed like so much fun.
One rarely gets these occasions out in the country.
Slaney Rock regains the lead.
I went to UVA, so we dressed up for our football games. So I think it's a very southern tradition. I think a lot of women agonize over their Gold Cup dress. I actually always shop early so that I don't have the same dress that anybody else has.
I recently went to Dorothy Heights Memorial. She wore these amazing hats. And so I was a little inspired, so I'm actually wearing this hat to commemorate all the work that she did in the civil rights. My dress, my shoes were owned by someone else. It's vintage because it's important to be eco-friendly. And honestly, I actually wore this dress yesterday and no one knows. I just put on a hat and kept it moving.
They're in the gate and they're off and running.
They go! Run!
Where'd you get the Derby cups? I think preppy or ironically preppy is kind of the theme. A lot of people go with that angle. Last weekend I was wearing a seersucker suit, and this is much more a patchwork of different things. If you can pull off wearing pink or purple as a guy and you're comfortable doing that, in many ways I think that's more manly if you're comfortable doing that. Not necessarily that I am, but I think it's bold.
I was in fashion for a long while. I worked for a while for Yves Saint Laurent. There are some women who are beautifully presented, but the majority I'm rather disappointed. I think the weather caught many of them by surprise and they haven't got their summer outfits together yet. I'm sure they will.
I don't think that there's a pressure to dress this way, but I think it's a lot of fun when more people get into the whole mood and method of the Gold Cup. A lot of the stuff that I do has me going on the hill a lot, and when I worked on the hill, they told me about Seersucker Thursdays. So the office that I was in made me buy a seersucker suit. You know, I'm usually not the guy to be on my haberdashery, but today I felt like I fit in with all the rest of the people around.
Everybody's really trying to say something about who they are, who they wish they were. When you're wearing something that is so matchy-matchy, I think you have to own it.
I felt like my mom and my grandma today, because this is exactly what they would have worn. That was my grandmother's. It's a pink sapphire, and Harry Winston. The hat was made for me, and inside are little crystals all the way around for me, so that the world looks even prettier.
I tend to be the friend in the group that would wear the neon yellow dress and everybody else is in black.
She was throwing it away and I was like, that's cute.
I have been asked by small children, why is your hair purple?
I think as far back as I can remember, raiding my mom's closet when I was a little girl, playing with dolls and like Barbie or something. I have no idea where it started. I just know that there was something that was sort of always in me. Totally used to be a shopaholic. It was actually one of the ways that I actually came up with the idea for my store. Ever since I started doing the buying for the shop, that tends to fulfill that need for me. And if there just happens to be something that's extra in my size, I might, snag it for myself.
I make sculpture with found objects, so I'm very into seeking and finding really rare individual gems. This necklace was a gift from my mother from middle school. My grandmother gave this to me. This was my 18th birthday present. When I do find something, it really becomes very, very valuable to me, I guess. And the proof of an experience or a past event.
The only style I absolutely hate is 1950s. Now we call it mid-century modern. You know, I call it 1950s kitsch, and I'm very fickle about clothes, so it's my one addiction. Anybody can look good if you got a lot of money, and if you don't, then it's more fun. So I shop a lot at consignment shops and thrift stores and things like that.
Being in an artist environment, I think it kind of lets you let loose. If you wear a great color, all the artists come in, they're like, oh, that's so nice, like what is that? And my mom being a painter, she's like, I love that, I just did a painting in that color. When I hit my snooze button in the morning, I'll sit there and be like, this is clean, I think this will look cute with this. It kind of gets me excited to wake up and go to work, because otherwise I'll just hit that snooze and go right back to sleep.
I was at my brother's graduation, suit, tie, and everyone around was dressed in hoodies and like t-shirts and jeans. And I looked at my grandma, I was like, I'm overdressed. And she looked at me and she said, never underdress to anyone. And so I tend to overdress for everything.
I'm wearing a pink dress with flowers all around it because it's Easter.
So glad I'm here. So glad.
People still put on their Sunday best.
I love to dress.
This is where I was brought up.
I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, so in the Southern tradition, we have the Easter bonnet with the frills upon it. I'm wearing what I call a peach Easter frock. Sunday was always the day for putting on what we called your Sunday best. I brought my daughter up in the same tradition, and she's much more casual now. And my granddaughter is not a frilly one, so things are changing, but they love to see me dressed.
So we just come back for being God and good all by yourself.
This is my home church. I was baptized here back in 1963. One of the ministers here actually taught me how to tie a bow tie. I don't really go out and buy something special for Easter. When you're a musician, you know, you don't have a lot of money anyway, so. So I tend to try to work with what I already have.
I never come to church without a hat. I have a closet, all different color hat boxes. Maybe 50. Yeah, it's 50, I know. I love hats. All kinds and all shapes. My husband always said, don't bring any more hats in here, but he knows me.
The shoes, I have an eye for color. The hat was picked out by my late husband. This is the first time I had on a hat since he passed. I feel that he's near, you know, when I put it on.
Easter Sunday for Christians is resurrection. And resurrection to me is blooming and colors and vibrancy. Giving a little something extra on that Sunday, a little something extra of yourself. I don't wear hats like I used to, but I still love to dress up for church. I find it an extension of my spirituality as I'm blossoming and budding on that Sunday, getting away from that Monday through Friday wear. Why not dress up?